One of China's largest property developers is trying to avoid defaulting on billions of dollars of debt. Evergrande announced it would make a nearly $36 million interest payment tomorrow. That is a small fraction of the $310 billion of outstanding debt the company reported back in June. Evergrande has struggled since government regulators tightened borrowing restrictions on China's real estate industry last year. Now some experts fear if Evergrande defaults, it could cause economic shockwaves worldwide. To talk more about this, I'd like to bring in Columbia University business and economy business professor Shang-Jin Wei. He is also the former chief economist for the Asian Development Bank. Professor Wei, welcome. Is Evergrande truly on the verge of collapsing? And if so, how did such a big company get to this point?
Well, Evergrande does look like it will not be able to meet the debt obligations. It gets to where it is because in the last few years, the Chinese government trying to tamp down the housing price appreciation because they consider affordability of housing is politically and socially important. Some real estate developing companies get the signals and try to scale down their production, but Evergrande bets that just like previous attempt to clamp down on housing prices, this time it will not succeed. Continue to expand with debt, but when the sales of apartment that does come down, the company finds itself in a situation where it cannot get enough revenue to meet the debt obligation.
Well, you know, we've heard the phrase too big to fail before, so I wonder whether the Chinese government isn't watching this very closely, and would the government potentially step in to alleviate the situation?
While the company is one of the largest property development companies, it's not by itself reached the too big to fail level yet. It's not like a large bank, which automatically have systematic economy-wide impact. Currently, the company itself owns, slightly over $300 billion worth of debt for a $14 trillion economy. That's not that big. But what the direct effect is not big. What we need to know is how big the indirect effects can be. So there are a couple of indirect effects. For example, other property development companies can also be affected by market confidence and therefore their own debt problems. There are also companies that supply, furniture, concrete, material, construction crews to Evergrande. These companies can potentially be dragged down by Evergrande problems. And then there are financial institutions, banks, non-bank financial institutions that have lent money to Evergrande. If Evergrande problem becomes a banking sector problem, there will much greater system-wide, economy-wide impact. Right now, the indirect effects do not look that big yet, but I'm sure government is looking at this very carefully and trying to figure out how large these indirect effects will be. If these do rise to the level of systematic risk, then additional sort of a rescue effort will be organized.
Very interesting. And so you described some of the indirect effects this would have on China, but would there be repercussions worldwide? Would there perhaps be any repercussions that we would feel here in the U.S.?
Because China is the world's second largest importing nation, if Chinese economy is negatively affected by the Evergrande crisis, a drop in Chinese imports from other countries will translate into a big negative shock for other economies. Chinese economy, Chinese financial institutions also have financial flow linkages with other countries, and this could also generate an effect. So if Chinese economy is indeed dragged down, which currently is still an if, but if it happens, it could have a spillover effect on other economies.
So some have called this China's Lehman Brothers moment, but you're saying that's a bit of an exaggeration because this is not a bank. So that being said, how worried is Wall Street?
I mean, some of the stock market concern comes from uncertainty, and we have some guesses about how big the debt problem is, but we are not exactly sure. Evergrande Group is one listed component that has to do disclosure, but there's some non-listed components that could have debt problems that we don't know exactly yet. And these indirect effects, the size have to be estimated, and we don't know yet. And then finally, if it does come to be a very big crisis that can affect the rest of the economy, can Chinese government organize an effective program to deal with this? These kind of concerns and uncertainties what triggers market reactions. My current reading is that it may not come to the level of a systematic risk. If it does, because Chinese central government's debt to GDP ratio is relatively low compared to US, Japan, and European governments, there's still room to organize some rescue package if needed. Therefore, the Lehman-like moment is probably not the right analogy.
Right. Yeah, no, I get that. And Professor, we understand that you do not give market advice, so that's clear. But at this point, what would American stockholders need to be watching?
We certainly need to find out more about these indirect effects. We want to look at the Chinese government's fiscal capacity, ability to organize rescue package if it's needed to be. We also want to look into other companies, not Evergrande itself, but other companies in property market, in other related sectors. Can they be affected by Evergrande problem or not? So these are the additional variables that one needs to figure out, so that we can get the clearer picture.
Professor Shang-Jin Wei, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.